I baked 9 marble cakes in one day, so you don't have to, and here are my thoughts on each. Sunday Baker is the only recipe to use reverse creaming, which helps get a really close crumb. Unfortunately, the texture was on the drier side, and the melted chocolate in the batter made the chocolate cake especially dry. I'd be curious to retry it. Geeky Bakehouse is the only oil-based recipe, and while it was fairly moist, the spongy crumb wasn't my favorite, and the flavor felt a little bland with no strong distinction between the vanilla and chocolate. King Arthur beats the butter, sugar, and eggs for 5 minutes for an almost perfectly fine and tender crumb. It was just dry, which could have been my overbaking. I loved the look of this cake, but the flavor didn't quite deliver. Louisa Weiss is the only recipe that uses both white and bittersweet chocolate in the batter for a fuller flavor that also contributes to a heavier and denser crumb. This is a great pick if you want a brownie-like cake. Zola El Whaley also whips the batter for an extended time for a bakery-worthy velvety crumb that reminds me of a Sara Lee pound cake. The flavor is very buttery with a slightly muted chocolate flavor, but it got even more moist as it sat. This was my personal fave. Sugar Salt Magic uses butter, buttermilk, and bloom cocoa for a beautifully marbled cake that had one of the most prominent chocolate flavors. The crumb is a bit more open, firm, crumbly, and yet still moist.